All right, folks, you're live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop, and on the line in New York, where the weather is cold, hot, or what?
The weather is mild.
All right, we got my man Dr. Dre in the mild weather of New York. What's up with you, Dre?
Man, getting over the flu this week.
The flu.
They caught up to me and tapped me on my shoulder, and I've never had the flu, so I didn't even know it was the flu.
Damn.
My son walked in, and I was coughing up a half a person, and he said, "Pop." No, he said, "Never calls Pop." He said, "Dad." I said, "What?" He said, "You got the flu." I got the what? You got the flu. I said, "I got the what?" The flu. I got no flu. What are you talking about?
Wow.
Man, it double kicked me harder than Jackie Chan.
Man, I'm so blessed. I ain't had the flu in God knows how long.
And I was trying to figure out how I could have caught it or where it came from. I don't know. I think it was we had a lot of rain and cold weather for a long time.
Uh-huh.
And it just was, we went from like 85 degrees, 90 degrees to 40 degrees.
Wow.
And we just got out of 57 today.
Wow.
And they said this weekend.
What the fuck? Hey, he just left. What the hell happened? Dr. Dre is no longer on the phone, but I'm here, folks. We got drop call. First time ever happened. I can recall we had a drop call with Dr. Dre telling me a story. Lord have mercy. It is what it is. Folks, we're live with Lonzo and Dr. Dre. He'll be right back, I'm quite sure. But what was crazy, we had a tornado in Compton today. We never had a tornado in Compton. Like my boy Big D said, there was red rags and blue rags and eyelashes flying everywhere today in Compton, boy.
Wow.
It was going down today like 4 flat tires and a broken elevator. Yeah, we had a big old tornado in Compton today, man. It was crazy as hell.
Wait a minute.
What?
Did you say you had a tornado?
We had a tornado in Compton.
In Compton?
Yes, it was weeds flying everywhere.
It was a weavable event?
Weavable event. Yes.
Whoa.
Weaves and eyelashes and red rags and blue rags everywhere. Yes, going down in this.
Did you ever see that movie The Day After Tomorrow?
No.
The one where they talk about the climate change, and there was like 3 tornadoes in LA and in that whole area that blew down the Hollywood sign and everything.
Oh, I think I might have saw something like that, but I remember, but that was a while ago, Doc.
Yeah, it's a little nutty movie, and people who don't believe in climate change, they'll go, "Oh, that doesn't exist. That you guys are just making it up." I'm not believing that anymore. Tornadoes in Compton, tornadoes in Brooklyn, tornadoes where I live. Wait a minute, man. Something's going on. We have 8 inches of rain in 2 days. We broke the record.
Right.
We were at a depth. We were at a drought. They were like, "Oh, we're like 3 or 4 inches below the level that they want to be at." We're 5 inches above now.
Okay. Wow. That's crazy.
And it's still raining.
That is crazy.
That to me is, we got to get our butt together, man, folks. Between a tornado in Compton and Ed Sheeran winning his trial about how he stole "Let's Get It On" from Marvin Gaye.
He won
called it a common port. He won. 3 out 3. See, you could tell who was in the jury.
Okay.
You could tell. It took him 3 hours to go, "Oh, no, that wasn't it." And you could tell he was fighting for his life because he brought keyboards out, guitars. He was singing in the courtroom. I'm like, Marvin Gaye can't come out and sing like that.
Wow.
And Ed Townsend, who wrote the song, and they convinced everybody that they said it was a common chord progression. Oh, that chord progression was out long before "Let's Get It On."
Okay.
I'm like, that's crazy. So tornadoes, Ed Sheeran won is a copyright infringement thing. But see, here's what got me. How did Ed Sheeran win and Robin Thicke lost when they took Got to Give It Up?
That's a good question, Doc, because they both were very close. And I actually played Robin Thicke's song right behind, Got to Give It Up. And them some bitches meshed together real well.
Easy.
BPMs, everything. Okay.
And he was using the excuse, well, being an artist, when we're being creative, you're taking this creativity out of my hand with chord progression, and then I'll retire from music. I wanted him to lose just to see him retire.
Why you want him to retire?
Because I want to see if he's doing it. Because wait a minute, some people just talk that stuff, and then I wanted him to challenge it. I wanted him to leave the courtroom crying, upset. I quit. I'm not doing music
like
anymore.
Some haterade to me, Doc.
No, because let me show you the reverse side.
Go for it.
4 months later, when the money dry up, he'll be right back out there. Well, I thought about it, and I felt I could come back with something bigger and better. Come on, man. That's like rappers who used to claim, I don't do this for the money.
Mm.
And I said, well, if you don't do it for the money, sign your royalties over to me. Because I'll make sure you don't get any of that money.
Mm.
I'll collect it all.
Hey.
It's a service. I don't rap for the money, but I'm giving it to Dre. That's a service.
All right. All right. I'm glad you are in New York. Can't get me sick with that shit. Damn.
I know, man.
Your ass sound really rough over there.
That's what I've been dealing with.
Wow.
That's what I've been dealing with.
Wow.
And that wasn't bad.
Man.
So with all the weed flying around and all the other weed smell flying around, what was the result of the tornado?
Nothing, just a bunch of apartments made in the beauty shop and Swap Me sold some more rags. bunch of beauty appointments made. That's all. I don't know about any damage. I haven't heard of anybody do any damage. I stole that joke from my boy Big D. I had to just give him credit for that weave and rag joke. I saw it on Facebook, so I had to give him credit for it. But yeah, anyway,
that's a good joke.
That's a good joke. It's a good joke. I had to borrow D. Much love to you, son.
Yes, sir.
It's been a crazy week in hip hop, man. What's been going on on the East Coast in hip hop?
Well, there's a big concert happening in August, the Rock the Bells concert with LL Cool J and company and Missy Elliott, and they got a incredible cavalcade of superstars going to be at this show, and we're doing some investigation, some incrimination,
for what?
Some invitation stealing, to see if we can go over there and be a part of the show as Legendary Connects.
Oh, okay. Shit.
See if we can go there and do some recording, get some drops and some interviews with people.
Okay. All right.
I think it's something we should give a shot at.
I see Cool Herc is going to be inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, man. Congratulations.
I heard that.
Herc. Yes. Congratulations.
There we go. That I like to see.
Yeah.
I like to see.
That was all. That's, no matter what the actual date is, and for us to be in the 50th anniversary, even if that's debatable, but that's the story we are going with. Everybody got questions. I've had multiple conversations about that. For him to be inducted at this time, I got to concede. Hey, more power to you, brother. Congratulations.
I think it's an excellent thing.
Yeah.
Now, what I also am working on from the east side to the west side is I'm getting a correspondent for us who's going to get many different artists and rappers from those days to participate on our show as we relaunch at the end of May. Okay. So we're going to be visual and these guests to express why they believe the 50th anniversary of hip hop and rap. So she's doing she's getting like the Raws to the Raw, the tape people, the tape monsters, DJs, and starting to put it together with us. But we'll introduce her as we get closer.
Okay.
Yeah. So just doing some due diligence as we're going to break new ground, show our faces, all in new places, and make sure we keep tornadoes where they need to be. Because we don't have Bernadette on right now, so I'm worried. I'm worried.
She got
I'm concerned.
She probably got sugar daddy time, man. She probably got to paint his toenails or something. I don't know. It's early for her. Sugar daddy, he just got off work. He got to go bring a 6-pack of beer over there and get his weekly installment.
Now remember, Bernadette is a modern woman.
Huh?
She is a modern woman, so I'm not gonna lay that all on her like that.
Okay. Oh boy, got a can. You got a can of some tall cans of slits over there, and you know that's how they do it in Mississippi. Tall cans of slits. And,
they got slits.
The slits.
Wait a minute. I haven't seen a can of slits since the early '80s.
Man, I don't think
a tall can.
I don't think there's something past the Mason-Dixon line, but I know in Mississippi, when I was in Mississippi, man, they would stack them up on the tables. They had them stacked up high as hell. Just cans of slits. And I never forget this one chick. She looked at me. She was drunking them off that shit. She say, "You in the wrecking crew, huh?" I said, "Yeah, baby. How can I help you?" She says, "I gave you some pussy. You gave me 2 tickets for the show." Needless to say, she didn't go to the show. Okay. This is just like that. That was the deal. Cut and dry. I gave you some pussy. Give me 2 tickets for the show tomorrow. I said, "No, it's okay. Thank you."
I thought you were gonna say, "I'll give you some pussy if you give me 2 tall cans of slits."
Yes.
So let me ask you this: since you brought up Schlitz, what was your malt liquor or your beer of choice out there? Now we all know that Run DMC was infamous for Old English 800 because it was the power.
Right.
What was your beers of choice?
Yeah. You want to know something that's crazy? Here's some crazy shit about Lonzo. Lonzo's not a big drinker. Lonzo ran nightclubs for God knows how long. I don't have a favorite nothing. I mean, I like when I drink. If I drink something, I drink what they call a French connection. That's Remy and Hennessy. I mean, Remy and Hennessy and Remy. Hennessy or Remy with a shot of Grand Marnier. That's my favorite drink. Beer, never been a big drinker. I used to drink Miller Lite because it was almost like drinking water, just fuzzy water. Okay, I'm not a big drinker. And that was one of the things I learned in the nightclub business. It's like being in the dope business. Don't get high on your own supply.
On your own supply.
Yes, so
never do that.
That was my philosophy. I
can agree with you with that.
I was telling my daughter today, man. When I closed my club back in 2019. I still got liquor in my house right now for 2019. And if somebody come by, I'll break it out. But as far as me sitting there, dripping, sucking on the bottom, I mean, it's cool. I will simple. I'll get a margarita from time. I can't say I don't drink. It's not a big deal for me. So I don't have a favorite.
But now that we done broke down your favorite, my question was, what were the favorite beers around you?
Okay.
That you knew, because you just came with tall cans. So I know you got some classics over there.
Man.
And I'll hit you what we were doing over here.
The Old English was always a big favorite on the West Coast. Old English, and then they started passing out money. Well, St. Ives started passing out money to do commercials. And everybody said, "Fuck saying that. Fuck saying Old English." St. Ives was passing out money. Everybody was getting 25 racks to do a commercial for St. Ives. Okay. DJ Pooh had a deal. He had it tied into St. Ives, and everybody was getting St. Ives commercials. Everybody. Okay. So for me, in fact, speaking of commercials, I just saw my boy GJ Yella got a mural on the 8th and Spring, I think it's downtown LA, sponsored by Remy Martin. Okay. Big old whole wall, DJ Yella holding a cassette with VSOP on it and a bottle of Remy in the background. Yes, sir.
That's cool.
Yes.
But did he have some of those beautiful adult film models on that mural with him?
No, he didn't have no models. He had no models on the thing with him. No, he was just DJ Yella, some headphones and some other stuff. This is a dope ass project. Very dope. Very dope. I think they're gonna do an unveiling of it. Although you can see it now, but they're gonna do a big ceremony in a week or two. So I got to go there and support my boy. It's all.
That's a big shout out to DJ Yella.
Oh yeah, Martin said Crooked Eye Cricket Eye. Yeah, St. Ives, man. That's right. That was
St. Ives.
St. Ives was another one, man. That shit there got both people killed in Vietnam. Shit.
Well, let me hit you with some of the favorites over here. We had Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
Is that a white beer?
Yeah, beer's a beer,
Go
brother.
ahead. No. Go ahead. I'll tell you about that. Go ahead.
Beer's a beer.
Go ahead.
We also had the super sport beer of all time, Budweiser and Bud Light.
Okay.
Miller was like you said, that was really like ginger ale.
Right.
People always say you could drink about 20 Millers and say, give me one more, and nothing still would happen.
Right.
Then there was what was that one in the green bottle? Let me think. Did you have pink champagne and regular champagne?
Yeah, we had pink and we loved the pink champagne.
That was what you call that was your breaking into beer when you did that. We had St. Ives. St. Ives was that too. Old English was a king, but what was the other beers? We didn't get into Heineken till we started hanging out in the city at the nightclub.
Heineken was a grown ass man beer.
That's what I said. That's what we got into.
Heineken, Corona, now Modelo. Them was grown ass man beers. Okay, you don't see youngsters really sucking on Modelo's and shit like and Heinekens.
Remember the beers I'm mentioning? Those were the cheapest beers you can get, and you can say, "Well, my father wanted me to get this 8-pack." You can ask him when I come back, and you will buy it like a 12 or 13. But you was running behind a place with your boys drinking them beers.
Now, I got a question for you, Dre. Did y'all have Zima out there?
Say it again.
Did y'all have Zima? Zima?
Yes.
Zima didn't last long, but it was some good shit. You had to mix it with some grenadine, though. Okay, Zima was clear. It was like a beer. It was like between a beer and a wine. I think it was more like beer than wine. I don't know, man. I don't know what it was, but we would always put a little bit of grenadine in it, and that shit tastes good. Okay, you couldn't mix them goddamn champagnes with nothing but ice at the most, because them champagnes.
You only drink champagne cold.
Yeah.
That was about it.
Yeah, and cold, not the ice wasn't that good because it would melt and fuck it up. But yeah.
Yeah, no, you got to drink it like ice cold out the bottle. Then it's tight. Don't let it get warm. Then you're not gonna mess with it.
Right.
We had this other beer. It was called Liquid Crack. I just can't think of the name of it. Oh my God. This was like this. Yeah, it was. We called it Liquid Crack because when you drank this beer, and I'm talking about 32-ounce beer, you were out of it. It was that potent. It made Old English seem like
liquid
root beer. I can't remember the name of it. Oh my gosh.
What the fuck is you drinking?
That's what, dude. This was Liquid Crack. It was beer. And it just
was it Cisco? My man.
Cisco, yes.
That ain't beer. That's wine.
Cisco.
Thank you, Dusty. That's wine.
No, dude.
Cisco was not beer. Not in California. Maybe in New York, they maybe put that shit in a can, but in LA.
It was in a bottle. It was a 32-ounce bottle. And we got that. And it was the thing is, all of these beers we're talking about, these were cheap. And these are the things you could go to the 2:00 store and get a bottle after a gig. If you drink that, because I wasn't like a real beer drinker. I didn't start drinking beers, honestly, till I drank Heinekens. And you have to acquire a taste for Heineken.
Yeah, you do.
And I was like,
they're not that good to me.
And I would be in the club because, I'm hanging out with, big wigs and, all industry people, and they got Heinekens and they're drinking them. So you got one in your hand. And they're looking at you and you're kind of just holding it. And they're looking at you and you're doing the fake like I'm drinking it, but I'm not, but I'm holding it. And somebody would walk by and says, "Do you want another one?" I go, "No, I'm good with this one." "Well, you going to drink it?" "Yeah, I'm drinking it." "What are you talking about?" "It's third going." "What are you talking about?" I thought it was nasty.
I tell you another beer I couldn't really get into, but my Jamaican friends love that shit. Red Stripe.
You only like Red Stripe in Jamaica. Yeah, I wouldn't drink Red Stripe in America.
They drink it warm.
But I would drink Red Stripe in Jamaica.
They drink it warm. They don't want it cool. Mm-hmm. And here's the crazy part. I had one of my clubs, had a Jamaican night. And man, but the promoter would come in, "Yeah, man, we're going to be packed. 10 o'clock, nobody there. 11 o'clock, nobody there. 12 o'clock, the club is packed. 12 o'clock, the club is packed. He got me buying all these red stripes. They take 2 or 3 sips and sit them on the bar, man. They take 2 or 3 sips and sit them on the bar. That was it. They didn't drink them. And at 1:45, they was gone. But we got a gang of beer just pour down the damn thing. Yeah, that's no bullshit. And they're imports, so they're expensive as hell.
We had a Jamaican club. They called the Q Club in Queens, and I'm telling you, Red Stripe flowed like it was Red Stripe and a Heineken.
Yeah, okay.
Which was real like kind of crazy because I was like, Heineken don't mix with this, but Red Stripe in Jamaica, and many times I've been to Jamaica, that was like soda to everybody.
Wow. And
it was never cold; it was always warm.
Right.
Because the refrigeration like there wasn't like that.
We just did a commercial for Anheuser-Busch, 800, Zima, Pap Blue Ribbon, and Schlitz of all shits. Okay.
Did y'all do Coors?
Yeah, Coors is like drinking piss.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But I'm talking about those. See, those beers are like introduction beers. They're not like the professional beer that you go out to. Heineken, like you said, that's like grown man. Did you drink Lowenbrow?
Lowenbrow was cool for a minute. You know, that was back in the 80s. That was cool for a minute.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
80s beer. These are the beers that when you bought them, your deli guy, he didn't concern himself like, oh, you're selling beer. Nah. Budweiser's sports beer. They would sell a case of Budweiser to you like you were buying a 64-ounce bottle of Coca-Cola. It's not even beer, it's sports beer.
Right. It's just something to put in your hand while you eat the hot dog.
Mm-hmm. Or if you're at the baseball game, or the softball game, there'll always be many, many beers, and Budweiser will be the number one. The crazy thing about Budweiser is not an American beer.
Where the fuck it come from?
It comes from Germany.
I never knew that.
I didn't either. I just learned that. When we watched all those commercials with the Clydesdales and all that stuff, that's what they did for America. But it's actually a German beer.
What about you? What you think about this situation with Budweiser and the transgender person?
Bud Light?
Yeah, Bud Light. Everybody's pissed off. They shooting up.
And Kid Rock?
They shooting up machine guns. Guinness. Oh, but that was another good beer. Guinness. But anyway.
Yeah, that was another one.
Yeah.
That was the big green bottle.
Good looking out. There you go. Good looking out. Guinness. I forgot all about that one. What about that situation with the machine guns and everybody hating on the Bud Light situation and they mad? Oh, dude, they got some YouTube songs on Bud Light that are hilarious. Okay, I can't play them. They take them down so fast. They talking shit. They are hilarious. They are hilarious
because these people don't have anything to do. Budweiser sent that to this guy because he's an influencer. And if transgender folks want to drink Bud Light, enjoy yourself. Why are you upset about that? They act like they were invested in Bud Light, and we crapped on your investment.
They may not have been invested in it, but they got it. They are vested in it. Okay, they love some Bud Light. Doc. Come on, now, let's keep it 100. That's some shit that. Oh my God. Okay, them blue cases be everywhere. When it comes to NASCAR and certain events, ain't nothing else going down with Bud Light. That.
But why are you mad that they sent him some cases? I did a commercial. Go ahead.
I think they mad because they're trying to. Again, I think they're trying to do something that a lot of us talk about in private. I'm gonna say it in public. They're trying to force something that's not natural. I mean, I'm maybe not. I'm not going to say natural. That's not. You're trying to force something onto a market that's not there. Okay.
Are you talking about being transgender?
The transition thing. That's neither here nor there. The fact is that it's like we talk about. A lot of men talk about how certain agendas are being pushed in arenas that. It's like, nah, man. It's like certain things just don't go with certain things. It's like trying to put, I don't know, trying to put a wrestling match in the beauty shop. It don't work. Okay, it don't feel the same. It's
Okay, well, let me check you on that for a
go ahead,
second.
please do.
Because whether we have a name for it, calling it transgender, whether we have entertainers who are men who dress in drag and made fortunes, like Milton Berle, like Flip Wilson did Geraldine. I mean, even Martin played Big Mama. I mean, you can say, oh, well, that was a movie. Oh, that was a TV show. Oh, that was this. Oh, that was that. Being transgender isn't new. It's just now being highlighted.
Okay,
And a lot of folks out there, men who felt dressing like a woman, they felt comfortable.
okay,
That's what they feel
that's
comfortable doing.
okay. So that's fine, and it's like certain areas that's more acceptable. In Florida, LA, that's more acceptable. Texas, you asking for problems. It seemed like they may have done that. They knew they was gonna get backlash. Well, he got fired though. He got let off. He got fired though. So
Hmm.
that might not be that wasn't the backlash he was looking for damn show. Sometimes people
Well,
do
being transgender in LA and in California was commonplace.
right. It's much
San Francisco,
right. I mean, if
Sacramento.
you was doing that with hey, and I'm not trying to be funny. If you're doing that with something like a Zima or something like that, because
Hmm.
it's not been adopted by a particular group, okay? But you're trying to take a group that's been supporting this product forever and going, hey, this is your new little brother. I don't like him. I'm not me personally. I'm just saying this is what you're getting. It's like you're trying to. We've been supporting this thing so much for so long. We don't need no help. But you think it because at some point in time these folks are going to die off or whatever. You need to replace them with something else. Meantime, you running them off now. So uh, the problem that you foresee in the future ended up being in the present. How's that going to work?
But do you think Anheuser-Busch was wrong for saying this guy has a lot? Well, this woman, transgender woman, has a lot of influence, and that audience may like to drink our product. So
Influence,
why not? Why
influence.
not? Why
In
not
Go ahead.
work with them to expand our
If he
business?
was influenced, if they was pushing cosmetics or something like that, might be a whole different situation, man. But you taking something that's kind of soft and delicate and push it into like a hardcore situation. That's like Martha Stewart trying to be in I don't know, trying to be in the Marines. It don't
Or
feel
Martha Stewart doing a show with Snoop Dogg?
no,
Come
no,
on,
no, no.
come on.
I said Marines. Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart. That was a whole different situation. What I'm saying is, you trying to get that's like Martha Stewart doing a commercial for the Marines. Why would that make sense? If homeboy was a homegirl was doing the person was doing a like I
But
said
he didn't do the thing is, the guy that they're mad about, or the transgender woman they're angry at, didn't do a commercial. They just sent him the product and put his name on
did
the cans.
did it get okay.
That's like
Uh,
if Nike decided to make a special Nike for him. Would you like to say, I'm not wearing Nikes no more because the
I don't wear
transgender person's
I
wearing
don't
it?
wear them anyway, so maybe no difference. I don't drink Budweiser, maybe no difference. So
Yeah.
personally, I don't
So
have
I
a
mean,
dog in the fight, but I'm just saying certain people would feel a certain way because if you've been supporting the product all this time, and now that situation, even that might be a little bit different because Nike is a clothing brand, and there are a lot of people from the transgender community may be supporting that brand anyway. But you know, Mike
but
Budweiser was
but
trying
you
to
don't.
get into a new field, a new situation, and I don't see Hollywood clubs serving Bud Light. I
Neither do
don't
I.
I don't
But
see
if they're hanging out and doing a barbecue, like you said, and they're hanging out, reading children's stories or reading adult stories to their fans and sitting around, and they want to pop a Bud Light, I'll say, pop it, enjoy yourself.
I'm gonna put Chris Stacks. I'm gonna put Chris Stacks comment on the screen right quick. People need to stop
Yeah.
being afraid of these fruity pebbles. Their feelings are no more important than ours. And I say F 'em. Okay, that's my boy, Chris Stacks. Much love to you, Doc. You know, and here's something, man. And it's like, and think about this for a minute, man. Everybody is so concerned about everybody else's feelings, but then the person who was already supporting you, their feelings get bent out of shape, some way, form, or fashion. But nobody cares about that. Okay, it's just like we're so busy trying to protect the smart, the stupid, till the smart get offended. And I'm not saying transgenders are smart or stupid. I'm just saying, from a comedic standpoint, I heard this before. I heard this recently. If 100 people find a joke funny, a 99, if a room of 100 people, 99 find it funny, one finds it offensive, you got to shut it down because one person. Come on, man, that don't make no sense. That's like saying because I don't buy Shell gas, you guys shut all the Shell gas stations down. I prefer Arco. Okay, that's my preference.
But that's why there's more than one gas station.
But I'm okay.
That's the whole point.
If that's the case, then therefore, if there's more than one gas station, don't hate on me because I prefer this over that. And that goes both ways. That goes both ways.
Okay. Then I got one for you. Since before we talked about the Monique special on Netflix that you watched it and I watched it.
Yeah.
Now, what if, because you did watch it to the end, did you not?
Yeah, I did.
And you got her big reveal at the end, which was something commonplace to me. When she revealed it, I said, I always knew that. What's new about that? If Bud Light decided to support Monique now that she's revealed she's bisexual, do you start shooting at Budweiser can?
No.
Bud Light can?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So why are you angry at this?
I'm not angry at shit. I don't care. I'm just
not
saying.
you. I'm saying I'm putting it out there in a field of those who want to start gunning down Bud Light can. It doesn't make sense to me.
You know, in that particular area, man, Bud Light has always represented the macho, gun-toting, camouflage wearing people, man. But fact, dudes, man, that's been their brand part. You know, camouflage and Bud Light and guns. Okay, that's been their fucking brand since that shit came out. And now you're gonna throw this on me, man. Come on, dude. How you gonna do that? You know, he ain't got no gun, he ain't got no slingshot, he ain't gonna have a crossbow. So it's I understand, but it don't make sense. But I understand how they feel. It's like you're gonna make you just intruding on our brand. I mean, some people feel that was something that they did, that was their shit, and that's how they feel. They feel this is our brand. It represents a certain kind of man. It's like it's a man's beer. We can drink tons of this shit and go out and shoot some shit up everywhere we go. We got a 6-pack or a keg of this shit. We go down in the woods. We go to these AR-15s and shoot up some shit.
I don't
we
even
can't eat no goddamn way, but we gonna do it,
anymore.
huh?
I don't think they buy 6-packs anymore.
They buy 12 packs of that shit. You got to get 12 to get drunk, get buzzed. But here's the crazy part, though. Well, hold on. Budweiser at home. Let the marketing director go. The person that put that together, and it wasn't such a good idea for them. So obviously, they realized that something was not quite right.
Well, I'm not certain for that. See, because I believe people should let people live their lives as long as they're not infringing upon your life. That if the guy was out there saying, "Oh, drink Bud Light," and you'll get like me, and you'll get rid of those AR-15s, and you'll come for my 15-inch heels, and that's a whole nother world, right? It's like, come on, man, why are you doing that? But to get angry that because Budweiser decided to support that influencer, I don't know. That's just,
dude. You're absolutely correct. It's one of them tricky ass situations that is really weird because they gave somebody some beer, they put his name on. Did they put his picture on the bottle, or something on the can, or something like that?
Yeah, but those weren't being sold in stores. They just gave that to him.
Mm.
That's what made it crazy. It's like these weren't in stores. It was like they just gave him 10 cases of Bud Light because they heard he liked she liked Bud Light.
Oh,
See, that confuses me too. I don't know which way to call him.
Get your adjective together.
I don't know which way to say it. So why? Look, I did a commercial for Miller Lite years back, and actually this commercial won an award. They were like, "Oh, you were so good at it." I did it at the Apollo Theater, and they were like, "This is so much better than we ever thought." And it showed nationally. I won one of those ad awards for it.
Okay.
And they were sending me Miller Lite by the crap load. Like I would get every week to my house 10 cases of Miller Lite can of light beer. And I was like, I had so much it filled up my garage.
Wow.
And I was like, what am I gonna do? Because I didn't drink it. And I would be giving it away to my friends. Hey, come pick some up. Dre, we don't like Miller Lite. Dude, what was doing all this? So the guy came to drop off one time. He said, I'm gonna tell you something. You got a friend with a truck? I said, yeah. Put them all on the truck. And I'm gonna tell you where you can go sell them. And you can collect a check. I said, get out of here. We put them on this truck.
Mm-hmm.
And they bought all of them suckers like they came from the distributor house.
Wow.
I was like, wow. And then folks liked it.
Wow.
And then you know which folks I'm talking about.
Yes.
Your AR-15 types.
Yes, camouflage and combat boots. Shoot a deer with an AR-15. Shit.
They bought all those cases.
Wow.
I can't even remember how many cases was there.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey,
and
man.
They did that for me for years. It was a good thing, though. It was fun.
We didn't spend 37 minutes talking about beer and beer agendas. And I'm thirsty as hell right now, Dre. Messing with you.
We were connecting. We were connecting on our beer taste. We found out you don't like beer.
I'm not a beer. Beer.
You found out. I've been through some beers.
The only beer I drink when I'm in Vegas is Coronas. I'll drink.
That, you know what? Corona. I'm not a Corona person because you gotta get the Corona with the lime.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. I don't like that.
I do my Coronas when I'm in Vegas. You catch me at a blackjack table, and that's what I do when I'm in.
I drank Corona in Mexico, in where was I? Oh, I think 2 or 3 places, and I'll never forget. We were at a pool, and Ed was there, and I was there, and we had some young ladies who were there, and the waiter came out, and he had like how you try to hold all the beers
right
on the face. And he was walking by the pool and he didn't realize how wet the ground was. And you saw his feet go and his hand kept holding the beers. And you said the beers are going to hit it. And he did everything he could to not let the beers hit the ground. And when they did, there was glass everywhere.
Okay.
Everywhere.
Wow.
And we just laughed. And they were like, please don't exit the pool. Please wait till we clean it up. Please, please, please. And he was hurt because he scrambled and he got to his feet. And they came out with the squeegees and all that stuff, trying to find every piece of glass. We laughed about it, but it was dangerous, but it was funny.
Okay. All right, Dre's laughing at Ed Lover's accident. All right, he went live with Lonzo and Dr. Dre.
I didn't say the waiter.
Who was it?
The waiter was carrying
the waiter.
Coronas
okay.
to the people we were in the pool. I guess he had like a big order of Coronas.
Okay. Anyway. All right, folks, we're live with Lonzo and Dr. Dre, Legendary Connects. On a Thursday, 4 o'clock, we're going to wrap this show up in a few minutes, y'all. We got about 20 minutes left. Let's keep it going, Dre. What's happening to hip-hop, man? We ain't got no hip-hop shit today. Ain't nobody shot nobody. You bullshit.
No, we've had some shootings, though. We've had mass shootings that have been out of control. In Atlanta, the young man that just was discharged from the Coast Guard and shot 5 people and killed 1 woman in Atlanta, and they tracked his butt down. That's just it's so depressing. And the worst of it all was the man in Texas that was shooting the AR-15, and they went next door to his house. Excuse me, could you stop that? Because we're trying to put the baby to sleep. And I mean,
the wife went over there, the mama went over there. He shot her and everybody.
Shot her, shot the son, shot like 5. Like, what's on your mind? Then was trying to escape back to Mexico, and they found him in a closet with laundry on him.
Right.
And his girl, I guess, was trying to sneak him out the country.
Wow.
So he's going for the long ride.
Wow. Hey.
So hip hop, I think, took a break.
Yeah.
I mean, Captain Hip Hop was like, wait a minute.
Hold on.
We can't top this.
They tripping.
we know we out of control. But we don't do that.
They are tripping. I got to go to Compton in a few minutes, man. They're having a meeting today with the sheriff department. A community brother, man, from Compton. The sheriff went into his pad after 4:00 in the morning on a mistaken warrant, and they escorted him out of the house in his t-shirt with no drawers on.
I heard about that.
Wouldn't let the man put no pants on, man. I'm trying to figure out what in the why is that so important to embarrass somebody like that, man? This is the kind of shit that people just disrespectful to the community. You wouldn't do that to no white man, man. If that was a woman, you damn sure wouldn't do that shit, but you do it to a black man. And then you wonder why
they sat him in the car with no drawers.
Man, he came outside. When the cops come, they come in with lights and everybody outside. Homeboy outside, dick dangling like a motherfucker. Okay, just nuts on the seat. Okay, wouldn't let the man, And then they, it was a mistake. We sorry. What? You embarrass somebody like that over a mistake? Why would you put yourself in that? And see, this is the problem I see with law enforcement in general, because cops do something, but the people pay for their mistakes. When cops do shit like that, the people pay for their mistakes. LAPD, whatever.
But it's not all cops. Let's not broad stroke at all cops though.
What I'm saying, I ain't saying all cops. When they do something and a lawsuit gets filed, okay, the citizens pay for that shit. The city pay for that shit. They're contracted to the city. There's the union don't pay for it. It don't come out their fund, don't come out their paychecks. They come out the coffers of the city, so they can do all kinds of stuff. They don't really have a dog in the fight. They may get suspended in some cases. I don't know what the punishment was for this right here. All I heard was a story, and I think tonight in the town hall meeting it's going to be a more discussion. Hopefully it is. But I'm trying to figure out, why would you not let the man put a pair of drawers on? You can't.
Is that like trying to wield power that you really don't have?
You know what? Wait. I'm gonna tell you a secret. This morning I was watching TV. I was watching fucking Andy Griffith. Okay.
Oh, that's my show.
I was watching Andy Griffith this morning, and there was a reporter doing something with Andy Griffith and Barney, and they asked Andy, why do you not wear a gun and your deputy does? He says, well, man, if people wear guns, in some cases, you don't know whether they respect you or fear the gun. Okay. And when I see these kind of situations, and I see some of the people that they give badges and guns to, without that gun and badge, you ain't got nothing coming. Okay. And I'm just keeping it 100. At one point in time, they used to have a weight and height requirement for LA sheriff. They took that away. So now you got people 5'4", 150 pounds with guns and badges. Okay. And the average brother in Compton is 6 foot tall. The average sister in Compton is 6'1".
You having a rough time.
So you want and you trying to punk me, and that's the part. And here's the part: they train them to try and punk you, not to talk to you. And sometimes, I'm gonna say that they never teach them how to de-escalate a situation. It's usually escalation, okay? Or they never want to hear what you got to say. It's only what they got to say. And depending on who their training officer is, it's all a lot of variables. But I've run into situations in my stuff in the CPT. I was in my Suburban one day, and this cat didn't pass my damn window. His whole body was in the driver's license, okay? You ever see somebody show through the whole body, but driver's license is a full body shot? Well, he's standing next to my door, and I can see his feet standing next to my goddamn door. I'm like, dude, and you talking to me like I'm crazy. I'm supposed to believe your lie. You're lying. First of all, you're lying. You ain't seen me do that. And you're trying to make up some shit. You're going to stick with your lie, and now you're going to try to enforce it till I pulled one of my ace in the holes, ace out from the ace in the hole out on his ass. He had to back up off me. Okay? But dude, do you see me with a hooker? I'm on Long Beach Boulevard. I'm doing my TV show, which is on Long Beach Boulevard, Hooker Row, up and down the street. My buddy got in the car. I dropped him off, and I came. No, I was parked in the back. He walked out with me, and I pulled around the back, around the side, and dropped him off to his car. And dude, that ain't no hooker, man. That's a dude, man. Why would you think? And we just left the damn station. We're doing a television show for the damn station. That's not a dude. Why would you? Oh, that's not a hooker. What they got to do with me? What they got to do with me? You just want to fuck with somebody, and I just happen to fit the description for the day. And it just it makes it real hard to respect a lot
the
of
badge.
The badge. Okay. Look, man,
Yeah.
I want to go home just like you do. Okay. I don't need none of your bullshit. I don't need none of mine. How can I help you? And that's how you feel. Okay. Especially when
that scene you described.
What?
That scene you described with the cop. I remember that from the Burt Reynolds movie.
Yeah.
The Longest Yard.
Okay.
And when the cops went to arrest him, it was a short cop and a tall cop. And Burt Reynolds looked at him and said, "Hey, look, half a cop." And the guy started laughing. And then the shorter cop, pushed up on him like he wanted him to do something. And Burt Reynolds said, "Oh, come on, relax." And the guy pulled out the billy club and went to hit Burt Reynolds, and he caught it. And he hit him back with it. And he's like, "Dude, why are you dissing this guy? He's 6'2". You're 5'4". That's not a win.
It's not a win.
There's no win in that.
And that's one of the problems I see, especially when you see, little people, not just dudes, but little people with big guns talking shit. And I understand you've been trained and you got, but can I get some respect? I tell you what, you give me some respect and I give you some back. Can we do that? It ain't gonna be all just me and all you and no me, okay? As a kid, I grew up with the cops making me put my hands in them hot ass cars been on all day in the summertime. They want you to put your hands flat on the hood, okay? Which means your palms are roasting, okay? And if you move, they got probable cause to take it to the next level. Man, that's some fucked up shit. This because you just a cruel and this one they had the big sheriffs. You your hands pretty much roasted on the hood because you didn't want them fucking with you. Okay,
I've been driving with gloves.
Yeah, you out here with gloves on. I got my and then man, they would take my car apart, dude. They took my car apart. It would take me 20 minutes to put all the stuff back in my car, put my seats back in. They take the back seats out. What are you looking for? I will tell you where it is if I had something. But that's just how they did you back in the hood back in the day, man. And it wasn't until I got older I filed complaints and shit like that. They eventually left me alone. But just think that in 2023, a grown man who is a pillar in the community has to be subjected to this kind of bullshit is ridiculous. It don't make no sense. He gonna file a lawsuit.
Oh,
and
yeah.
somebody gonna file a lawsuit, and the city gonna pay for it. Okay, or the county gonna pay for it.
All they're gonna get is suspension, loss of a paycheck, and they'll be back at work 2 weeks later.
Well, I think the union should pay for all their shit. The union gets big money from the police. The police union has a lot of influence. Oh, I think the union should pay for that shit. If you're one of your union members, okay, because he's a union member, he's an employee of the county, y'all should pick up half the goddamn bill. When they go rogue like that, do some dumb shit. Yeah, and I tell you what, that'll change some damn attitudes. Or, hey, man, after a certain point in time, your ass is on the hook for it personally. Now what you gonna do? Okay.
And I bet you won't do anything crazy like that.
Your ass fuck around and be on the hook for some of this shit personally. Your attitude will change. Okay. And it is what it is though, Doc. I just gotta go see what they're talking about, man. I'm gonna go down there, go down to the CPT.
Yeah, you gotta give us a recap and an update on what happens on that. I heard that. And I thought that was crazy.
And I've met with the captain, cool brother, man, cool brother. But see, everybody's gonna come down on his head, but it ain't him. It's the assholes that work for him inside in the streets.
Yeah.
He could be, he could be a great brother from the community. But if you got assholes that you can't control or just represent you in a bad way, then you either need to get rid of them or figure out a way to handle this shit internally so we ain't got to experience this shit. Especially when cops pay all the money they
Is it
pay.
hard to get rid of? Is it
Huh?
hard to get rid of the cops like that? Is it hard to get rid of cops like that?
Yeah, because because all they do is because LA County is so big, they'll just transfer them to another station. That's the problem with LA County versus LAPD. LA County is like the second largest sheriff department in the fucking country. We go from Pomona to Lancaster. They go from Pomona to Lancaster, which is like, man, I don't know how many hundreds of miles. They got
That's huge. That's huge.
Huge territory. So they get transferred. They may end up in Big Bear or Pomona doing the same thing. And and I've always this is something I see my man Chris Stacks is on it tonight. Chris, he got a good point there, man. And he think about this for a minute, folks. You get pulled over by a cop. You know this somebody ain't got no good intentions. At one point in time, when do you have the right to defend yourself against him? Or you have to let him kill you, and then your parents, somebody let them play or figure out the shit. Think about that, man. Think about that.
That's crazy.
Think about that.
We have too many examples of that happening.
When you see
and
go ahead. I'm gonna shut up for a minute. Go ahead.
And there's no answer for that. For example, today in New York, in the subway, a man who's had mental issues was on a train, and he was threatening people, threw his coat down, and a former Marine got up and put him in a chokehold.
Okay.
And took him down.
Okay.
And the guy died.
Ooh.
And now people are saying he committed homicide.
Okay.
But in the same breath, if the guy assaults people and nobody does anything, and that same guy who could have stopped it and other people died, this guy had like 44 arrests already and conviction for assault and all kinds of crazy stuff in the subway. So it's a crazy case because you got people saying arrest the Marine, and then you got other people saying, but the guy was out of control. What do you do?
Did the guy hurt anybody on the train at that day?
Well, he was threatening him. He was threatening people.
Yeah, wait. Did he hurt anybody? Did he hurt anybody on the train?
No, I do not believe so. But other incidents with people who've done that, when you let it go too far, and then they stab somebody. The last move when you hear the train stop to get off, they stab and then they run. So I guess he was trying to jump up and stop him before the next step happened.
Did he have a knife on him?
No, he had no weapon. That's the thing.
Okay.
But you don't know that.
Okay.
You don't know it while it's going on.
I understand what you're saying, but homeboy.
I'm not taking a side because
I'm just.
I didn't see. I'm just taking what.
Dude.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Dude, it's going to be a rough call.
I was on the train in LA. Okay, I was going to the Staples Center or the Crypto Center. I'm sorry, and I was talking to somebody. I missed my stop. I had to go down to the next stop and get off the train. Actually, I never got off the train. The train just turned back around. But man, the level of crazy that's down there in the train stations down here in LA, dude, it's really frightening. You ain't got to be a female, just like these big crazy. I mean, they was putting on a show down there. They was putting on a show. And here's the bad part, dude. I've experienced situations with mental illness. If that person is not a direct and imminent threat to somebody, ain't a damn thing you can do. That's the bad part. If that person who's tripping mentally is not an immediate threat to you or somebody you love, if they ain't committed a crime, threats and talking shit and being crazy is not a crime. It's very uncomfortable. It can be intimidating. It can be frightening, but it's not a crime. And that's the part that people kind of forget. Okay, being crazy is not a crime, and
it's an illness.
Huh?
It's an illness.
It's an illness, and dude, it's a sad situation, and it's very disheartening. But you have to almost tell a lie Dude, I got some stories I can tell you, dude. I ain't tell a lie to get them to do anything to a person with mental illness, dude. We have to.
I'll tell you one another time though. But the interesting thing about this is we all got to come together. We all got to work on this gun violence thing. We have to participate in our elections and put the right people in office. And it's time. It's just time. Oh, don't you do that. There he goes. There he goes.
Kumbaya, my love.
I got love for you, baby.
Kumbaya.
Bring the love.
You know,
please. Can we get the love in the room?
You know what, dude? What you're saying is absolutely true. But you need Malcolm and Martin. Okay, you need Martin. You need
Malcolm Martin. You need Malcolm Martin and Richard.
You need all of them. Okay,
and quite a few other folks that we need.
You know, when they got rid of Malcolm, when they got rid of Martin, they got rid of Malcolm first, and then cause they knew if they got rid of Malcolm first, it was gonna be some shit. So
yeah, but Malcolm, we don't realize how powerful Malcolm was and how afraid they were of Malcolm. Because if Malcolm snapped his fingers, it could have been on everywhere. Because he was in that position. And that's why Elijah then pushed him out. Because he was making the Nation of Islam, he was dividing it because of what he was saying and what he believed because he was following what he was told. But that's another big issue much later. I gotta say, once again, peace, respect, and love to the Belafonte family, Shari and company, on our great loss of the one and only Harry Belafonte. Because, man, we need these folks right now. We need some of these voices, experienced voices, to help bring some of our inexperienced folks to the table and say, look, there's a better way. And I don't have the answer, but I'm damn sure willing to listen to other people's issues and try to figure out what we can do.
Okay. All right. There you go. Dr. Dre, folks. And as I said, always, kumbaya, my love.
Oh, stop
kumbaya. Much love to you,
Doc. You'll be able to see this coming soon, ladies and gentlemen, when you see the brand new, updated features of the one and only Legendary Connects. As you see Alonzo singing, Kumbaya, my love, Kumbaya.
Yeah, folks. Bernadette's in the chat room. I sent you the link. I don't know why you ain't here. Maybe Sugar didn't pay that damn cable bill this week. Shit, maybe
she's Kumbaya.
Maybe she didn't get her Sugar Daddy rations this week. Oh shit.
Maybe she didn't get a can of Bud Light.
Maybe she got a can of Bud Light instead of what she needed. I can't pay my internet bill with a Bud Light, fool. Anyway, folks, you're live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop, and my man Dr. Dre. Yo, MTV Raps and so much more. But Dre, say goodbye.
Au revoir, farewell. I hate to say goodbye. Bye.
Yeah, tell the motherfucker say goodbye. He got to do all that shit right. Anyway, folks, I'm out. Peace, y'all. Till next time.